Not just a stay-at-home mom, definitely.
Oh no.
Well, I will
We
keep
can't
that in
say
mind.
that.
I will keep that in mind.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Think Like Mama. Today we're going to talk to a lovely mom who's taken the conscious decision to be a stay-at-home mom, and we're going to understand a bit better of what goes into that. Before we do though, please take a moment to subscribe, hit the bell button to not miss out on any further videos, and recommend us to 3 friends if you can.
Mama Yanah has decided to leave her 11 years professional career in order to become a full-time mama. She's gonna take us on the journey on how she managed to take the decision, which thoughts were through her mind, and which factors influenced that big step.
Hi Anna, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? How long have you been here? You know, how old is your child? Is it boy, girl?
Yeah, well, I've been here in Dubai for about 8 years. I've been flying with the company for about 6 years, and I was flying as well before Dubai for another 5 years, more or less. So yes, then I have my baby girl. Her name is Dakota, and she's 1 year and 4 months.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I was born in Belgium. Originally, I'm from Belgium. However, I was raised in Spain. My parents moved to Spain when I was very young, and I've spent my entire life there till I came to Dubai.
So you identify more with the Spanish side of yourself?
Yeah, I think so. Because even if, you know...
I can tell so.
Yes. The thing is that it doesn't really matter where you're born. At the end of the day, is where you feel from a little bit. So because I was like around 5 years old when my parents moved to Spain, I've been there my entire childhood, all my friends, my memories. Feel like my roots are there, however. The passport says different. I'm happy with either, to be honest.
I think here in Dubai we find that situation very often. Anyways,
Exactly.
no? So it's like
Exactly.
it's a normal thing here. So Yana, how long you been working for the company before you felt pregnant?
Around 6 years, maybe 6 and a few months.
6 years.
Yes.
So you were confident on your role already
Yeah.
after you made the decision to actually start family. Yeah?
Yes.
And did you leave your job before the maternity leave came through, or through the maternity leave? How did it work?
In my case, it was a little bit confusing because here's the thing. My husband and me, we decided that we wanted to start a family.
Yeah.
But we always said, you know, if we're going to have a family, I am not going to work anymore as a flight attendant, at least initially. We will see then within a few years, you know, when the child is 2-3 years, then I'm happy to get back to a job, but not at the start. So when we were deciding to get pregnant, it was like within 1 week that I think in the same week that I resigned, I got pregnant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that because I decided already anyways, like, you know what, we're gonna try for a child, I'm gonna quit the job.
Yeah.
And then I think I immediately fell pregnant. So it was an already made decision, and it all came together very quickly.
I never heard of a case like that. You know, it's almost like you define what was going to happen in your life just by taking a decision.
Yeah, and it basically just happened as we were speaking about it, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yes, it was good because it kind of fell all into place.
Fantastic. So you didn't have to go through maternity leave and deciding what to do. Should I come back? Should I not? You were already defined.
Yeah,
exactly. I love that. That's very strong. Like, I want to start a family. Halas, I stopped my job. And
we were like fully committed to it because I knew anyways that I would not return to work once I had the baby. So I didn't see the point or the need to say, you know what, I keep on flying and then I may get pregnant and then I see if I want to come back or not. I already knew that's not going to happen.
So you said that you'd already taken the decision before actually falling pregnant. What went into that decision? How did you feel? Because that's not an easy step for someone who for so many years is independent and involved in a professional career. And then maybe also, what kind of securities did you have in the sense of what made you feel comfortable and secure in that decision? And how did you feel after you had the child?
Yeah, well, that's a tricky question because as you say, I've been working since I was really young. first helping my parents in the business, then getting their own, summer jobs and so on, so since I was really young. So you kind of like build up your entire life to be independent financially, to have a job, to secure a career, and all these things I've been as well. Trying out different sort of the flight attendant career. I've worked as well in a consulate, trying out what works for me best. Bartender, been there as well. And when I decided that I wanted to start a family, when my husband and me, we decided it, it's kind of like cutting out of that.
Yeah.
And you feel secure in the way, at least in my case. Now, I felt secure because I knew this is what I wanted to do. And if that's what you want to do, there's only one way. Just go ahead and do it, no?
Yeah.
However, what I really feel, and it's how lonely like single parents are, mother or father. How lonely they are in the way of how little support they get. The job is huge. The commitment is for life, and it's really, really big. However, the compensation, leaving the kid out of this explanation, whatever your child is, the gratitude and all those things, that's a different story. But how society addresses you as if you were a single parent, it's very hard. It's extremely hard, because I have the security, because luckily I have a lovely husband, we have a good relationship, and he can support us financially. But if you ask me how would I do it if we were not a pack together, honestly, I don't know. It's challenging, because financially I would have to go to work, because yes, you do have savings, you have help, you can do things. It's not enough. Who can live on their savings? Who can raise a child on their savings? That's not really possible. You can do little jobs maybe on the side, or you can try to take a part-time job. So emotionally, I find it hard to cope with after. Like, for example, now that I have the baby, I feel a little bit like when you say that you're a full-time mom, stay-at-home mom, it's like you're nothing. It's basically, people don't say it, of course, but you can feel a little bit the vibe like, okay, you're just home, you're doing nothing. So everything that I've worked for, what I've studied for, my career, my time, my effort, there is no value of that right now. There is zero value. Like, if we want to do anything in terms of, for example, we are looking into maybe migrating. I would not be able to migrate right now because I don't have a job. So obviously I cannot get a business sponsor. I cannot have any sort of help to get me into another country, because I have no income. I have no proof of anything. So it doesn't matter how much you've done in your life. When you take this decision to be at home for your kids, it's like you're done.
Wow.
A little bit, in certain ways. Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, I haven't really thought about it here, but I do know from friends back home in Europe that it's the same thing, and that there's a sort of stigma around being single,
Home.
Yes.
stay-at-home mom working from home, and I think it is truly underestimated. What
Absolutely.
that job
Big
entails.
time.
Absolutely.
No one knows how much
And
effort.
I think
and
it goes into all different directions, right?
Yes.
It goes to the stay-at-home moms,
Yes.
but it also goes to working moms, because what happens a lot of times is that working moms also take care of the household.
Yes.
So we have double duty.
Yes.
To take care of the kids, we take care of the household, we go to our jobs if we have jobs. So we were like triple charged, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what you're saying, basically, the issue lies in the fact that we don't consider raising a child a job.
No. And the thing as well is, can you believe that sometimes I am even slightly uncomfortable when I have to say, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And sometimes, many times, you ask, I am just a stay-at-home mom. This just comes in before, because you're trying somehow like to justify, or you're trying somehow to, I know it's just this. And it is so wrong, because to be honest, the time that I've been at home with my daughter, I've not learned as much in that 1.5 years than what I've learned in whatever I have studied in my career, because the challenge is real, and there is some serious resilience sometimes, and there is zero value on that. It's just not, and there is a big time stigma on it, as you say, like
Yeah.
just a stay-at-home mom, kind of like if we were at home watching TV and
Oh my-
doing our nails.
What
and
is
it's like,
TV again?
oh my
Like,
gosh,
this
and it is
modern time.
really nothing like that. In
Yeah.
fact, last maybe 2 weeks ago, I decided to go on a break, and I went with a friend of mine on holidays. My husband, he stayed
Nice.
at home
Okay.
with my child, our child, for 1 week. He was happy to go back to work. He was very happy to go back to work because he realized what it takes.
How much work it is.
It is a lot of work. And I've tried to anticipate and to plan a little
Of
bit
course.
out for him, not to give him the full load without any experience.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. It's hard, and he was happy to go back to work.
I
as
love
well.
that you're opening up about this, because
Yeah.
sometimes you need to stop and think, about these normal situations that we go through in life. And
Yeah.
I never actually thought about it from that point of view,
Yeah.
I love that you're sharing, because I'm sure there are moms out there that they feel exactly how you
Yes.
feel, but we don't talk about these things.
Yeah.
You say, I say it, yeah, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, I'm nothing. Not like I'm nothing, but it's not appreciated.
be
And
like
I
that,
just
yeah.
kind of like, say, yeah, no, just that, it's fine.
Maybe that's a message, for all of us, out there, like moms out there,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
start perhaps embracing that.
The thing is, well, is what Nina said, it's right. Even working moms get the stigma because you kind of criticize if you don't work because you're not working. If you're working because you're working and you're not
Yeah.
spending enough time with your child, which is not true either. And then it's always the, sort of like, let's see what's wrong.
And I think it's also how you said, it's not only what others think,
Yeah.
it's like how we think of ourselves.
Exactly.
I keep telling Nina many times, oh, I feel guilty for this, I feel guilty for that
Yeah.
sometimes when I have to go to work or do other
Yes.
things. And Nina is like, why do you feel guilty? So it's more how we see ourselves.
Yes, we project that.
Yeah.
And we project that sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think that's like, I've mentioned this also in other episodes. I feel moms are the worst kind of critics.
Oh.
And I feel like just step back for a second, like we all have our individual situations, and
Yeah.
whatever we decide has value, and whatever we decide works for our families.
Yeah.
And that's why we've taken that decision. So I feel like give yourself a break.
Yeah.
You're doing an amazing job, and next
Yeah.
time somebody asks you, you say, I've decided to stay with my child.
Yeah.
Done.
If there is one thing, only one, that I dislike about motherhood, it's the guilt. I find myself guilty so many times. Did I do this right? Is this beneficial for my child?
Like that.
Oh my God, I am here having a coffee with my friend, and maybe I should be spending time with my child when my child is absolutely fine. Playing with the cube is fun for everyone, And then
You
you
don't
think
need
like,
anything else, yeah.
why do you do this to yourself? Nobody's pointing at you. Nobody's telling you this is wrong, this is right. And even if they are, it's up to you. That's why I decided to go to Costa Rica with my friend, and I decided, you know what, I am just gonna have a good time. My child is perfectly fine. She's
Yeah.
with her father. She's
Yeah.
well looked after. They actually bonded a lot, which is a good
Exactly.
thing, and they needed to do that. They are super happy now. She runs to her dad more than she used to do before. She's happy to be with him.
Can
That
you
gives
imagine?
me slightly a little more space. So it just works out well. Why do you have to feel guilty? Why do you need to lose your individuality as a human being just because you became a mother? I want my child to feel proud as well of me,
True.
Yanah, an individual, not only being Dakota's mom. That's
Yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
Not for her, not for me.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
feel.
and you have to take care of yourself first
Exactly.
in order to take care of the others around you. And it goes back to our question. It's like you've basically sacrificed part of your character
Yeah.
and part of your identity,
Yeah.
right? To be with her in those crucial years. And I
Sure.
think that gives value enough to your decision. That is the most valuable thing that you could have given her, because you're dedicating time and space and moments.
My
to
energy,
her.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You do it with pleasure. You do it
Of
with
course.
full-hearted.
Come on, yes.
But you just want it to be worth.
Yeah, and I
in,
think-
in her life, in everything.
And I think even though we feel when we're not on a guilt trip, we feel secure in ourselves, we feel secure in our decisions, but still,
Yeah.
because society has a certain image, like you say,
Yeah.
it's nagging on you. And I
Yes.
feel like that's just the switch, like stop it.
Yes.
Don't give in to those feelings, because
Yeah, right.
you're
Yeah.
doing an amazing job, and that's more than enough.
Yeah, I want to feel that way as well. About what you said is so true. It's like you first have to take care of yourself, feel good, feel at ease and in peace with
So
yourself, and then
important.
you can
So
take care of it all.
important.
And I'm sure we can all relate to this because it's same like they say in the aviation industry, you know. First put your own oxygen mask on and then help others.
you can
And
help
it's like so true. I want to apply that to so many things in life. Take care of yourself, take care of your soul, and be happy, be healthy, and your child will be happy and healthy, because if you are feeling all down and miserable, you're just sharing that with her.
True.
You know, then
True.
reserve that's not even, it's not even healthy.
I love that. And
Right.
I think it's this conclusion, together with the time management that we discussed on our last episode, is one of the ones that we hear from all mothers that have sat in this
Yeah.
sofa, you know? Like, take care of yourself first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so true. It's
You know,
necessity.
Isn't, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
agree.
So who were your guides or role models to reassure you that after the resignation it was going to be a safe path?
There's no safe path. But basically what I thought is like, you know, my parents, they always worked really, really hard. And I feel like me and my brother, we spent quite a bit of time alone. And that was the one thing that I knew for sure that I did not want for my children. Obviously, my parents, they took the best decision they had.
Absolutely.
They had, you know, their own business. You know, nowadays it gets really, really time consuming. But I didn't want that for my children to, you know, be left alone so many times, so many hours. And there is one thing that you can never, ever, ever get back, and that is time. Because hopefully we will have time to make up money, to, you know, hopefully get a little savings here and there. Maybe in a few years I can pick up a job as well, which is the intention. But time is the one thing that you never get back, and it's priceless. So looking that in the opposite way, you know, like they did it that way because they had no choice, they had a business to take care of. I decided like to do it the other way around, and if I can afford to be at home with my child, I'd rather do that for some time. And as well, how many moms have, especially generations a bit older than us, they used to have 3-4 kids, no nannies, no maids, no cleaning, helping.
How did they do it?
And they go and they had everything done with 4 and 5 children. And they were really, really tough women, and nobody ever said, well done, great job. Wow, you're tough, you're so, you know, resilient or confident in the job that you're doing. They just took it as, it's okay.
It's normal.
It's normal, and it's not normal. Taking care of 3, 4, 1, 7 children is, you know, it's challenging, and they just did it. Nobody said anything about it, and I'm sure they were exhausted at the end of the day, and they were still preparing dinners and breakfast and looking out for everybody. So, yeah, I guess I looked up to them.
Absolutely.
To all of these women who've done it all these years, and nobody has ever said, you know what, you are really tough ladies.
It's beautiful.
So you said before that you think in the future you might, in a couple of years, maybe go back to work. How do you envision that? Would you consider a different career? Would you go back to the same?
Yeah, I actually am currently studying, like distance from home. I'm studying, and it's a cashier level 3, which is early years educator. As well, focused on my child, because I thought, you know what, probably I would like to go back to work within a few years when my child goes to school, or if I have a second one, which I may let them both be ready for school, and then I can pick up a job, which is important as well for me, you know, to feel like I'm useful in society, I'm contributing, exactly, and I want to be a working person because I've always done it. It makes me feel good as well. So I think by that time I'll be ready to pick up a job. So I decided, let me study now from home to be an early years educator, because then you have the, you know, the facilities of having the timing with school. You may,
perfect,
if I'm very lucky, I could even teach in the same school as my children go. And then we're getting into a whole different routine, which hopefully works out for me.
Yeah.
So far the studies are doing good. However, I feel like it's not exactly vocational. So I'm doing it basically to get a door open and see how it goes. Hopefully it will give me an opportunity. But I don't know about that because I'm just starting. However, I definitely want to give it a chance.
That's very smart.
Yeah, it gives you, you know, the time frame that you need. They are in school, I'm working. They're off, I'm off. And that's the big benefit of the teaching position. No? So if that works out, that would be great.
And I feel like for me it's also been a bit the case of not just having that interaction with the child in the sense of sometimes you crave for adult conversations, and sometimes you crave for thinking about politics or world happenings or the news, or you want to dive into the content of a book or a theater or a play or whatever creative concept it is. And as much as you value the time with your child and teaching your child and being with your child and supporting your child in their learning, sometimes you need that counterpart.
Yes, absolutely.
And some women don't, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm in the same category as you. I feel like I need that second element in order to make me feel complete and whole and be able to provide for my child, for my
family. The same here. I feel like I do have that time with my husband, because when we put the child to sleep, we have a little bit of time for ourselves, or during her naps, or sometimes here and there. But I have lost a little bit of that with my friends, girlfriends. They have children as well. How do you talk about, one fell, one is crying, one is hungry.
True.
I don't remember the last time I had a 2-hour conversation with my friend, because if it's not her child, it's mine, and if it's not, we are, we have our conversations in these climbing parks with the balls and the soft play area. So there's like, and the other day, as I was telling you, wait a minute, and you're climbing on that thing, and the child is falling. And then you say,
especially at the age of your child, I think as they get older, it gets a little bit better. But when they're in the range of 1 to 2, you're like,
it gets hard. And then we are in this big pool with balls, trying to have a conversation, and we're getting thrown stuff at us. And at the end, you say, Andrea, I'm going home. Bye. We'll talk over the phone.
That was too much. I know.
It just gets impossible.
True.
Well, there's I'm gonna do like a shameless little plug at this point. So I just want to mention here that Romi and I had the exact same situation, and we found a place that really helped us out. It's Cafe Confetti in JLT. It's a lovely little cafe and restaurant that has a little play area, a play corner, where the kids can hang out and play, and mommies and daddies can have a coffee and chat. And it was exactly the same for us. Now that our kids are a bit older, it's actually really cool to see them play and engage, and we don't have to be on their toes every 5 seconds.
As a mom, we do learn different skills, I'd say.
Few,
since our children are born. So which skills for you you feel that you have learned throughout the journey of motherhood yet?
My gosh, I wouldn't know where to start, but honestly, many, because I just feel like I have become so much more. I've become so much stronger, confident, and wiser, I would say, in so many areas, from the point of organizational skills to, I don't know, empathy, emotional sort of,
So in the home, for example, like what are your new routines since your baby's born?
My new routines is, she wakes up around, well, lately 6:30, but it used to be 7:30, but now we're being punished. I don't know why. So it's waking up, making her milk with her in the arms. We got this habit. So basically with one hand, I am able to do so many things. I can clean the entire house with not one hand, 2 fingers. Everything just gets done like that.
True.
You need to get everything done at the time. You need to know that when she is going to be tired, you kind of know it by how the routines goes normally. However, you start to build this as well, awareness of what is going on and what may trigger changes, things that unexpected things that if that happens, then we're gonna move to C. If C doesn't work out, then we're shifting to D and things like that.
Beautiful. That for the brain is fantastic.
It's a lot of working.
You're so
really.
Right.
But basically it's the meal, then playing. Of course, while she's playing, you're trying to have your own breakfast, but be careful because the cat is outside. Don't get a scratch like the other time, and the gate is open. Be careful with the pool. Kind of things. It's constantly, every mom knows this, that no mom is having the coffee in the morning. She's having the coffee in the morning. Physically, maybe she may be swallowing, but that doesn't mean that there is nothing going on here, because it's full on.
So true, right? So true.
Yes, you're swallowing that coffee, but your eye one is at the back. Exactly. The ears, all the senses are on high mode.
I love that.
And it is like that, and then it's nap time. And that's when you actually sit down for 5 minutes and get your cooking done, of course.
Yeah.
Then you get your cooking done and try to get something in advance for tomorrow, day after. That's just a normal day. Let's not say a day that you go out or that somebody is coming or that you're traveling.
Got an
Or
appointment.
that the child is sick, or that
Exactly.
you are sick.
Oh
Good
my.
Lord.
It doesn't really matter if you're sick, to be honest. You just get everything
roll
done.
on. You roll
However,
on.
you will suffer more in the way. However, everything is just fine. The suffering is going to be increased, but that's how
What
it
to
is.
do, you
Yeah,
know? You
no,
still
exactly.
have to get it done.
Yeah, it's still, oh, you're feeling better? Okay, good. As a rest. And so we go on.
Yeah, medication,
Yeah, no, but all moms know this. It's just not the physical thing, it's more the mental, you know, being aware every time what's going on, who's doing what, getting everything ready, because it's not meal time, let's eat. No, the meal needs to be ready. What meal? How old is she? What is she having? Are there any allergies? How many is she eating? Fruits, veg? You just get it all. You know, you become a nutritionist, you become a nurse, you become a psychologist, you become everything.
You become a mom.
Absolutely. It just in the package.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I read somewhere once is that as moms, we do develop the same sort of awareness as a soldier in war. So we kind of...
That's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like
That's
you're
it.
sleeping, but you're always thinking
Yes.
of different things that could happen,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And like you said, you're having the coffee here, but you are aware that nothing is going to happen
Yeah.
behind your
Exactly.
back. So yeah, so there is some factor there that
Yes.
it develops for soldiers, same as moms.
The
you know?
possibilities of accidents are endless.
Everywhere.
Especially when your child,
Everywhere.
when they are toddlers, it's like you think steps in your house, no problem yet. It is a
Yeah.
problem. Corners, doors, everything, and it's constant. You know, they fall, they get hurt, and you
Yeah.
just try to avoid it as much as possible. And in the meantime, you have so many other things to do. And on top of that, you would like to do something that you actually enjoy as
Yeah,
well.
true.
Yeah.
So the day is very full.
And I'm sure in different ages, like there are different challenges as well, you know, for
Exactly.
probably parents of teenagers or even adults.
Yes.
Up to now, our
Yes.
parents, you know, they're still
Yes.
scared that something can happen to
Yeah,
us. And you're
or
like,
they
I'm a
worry.
grown-up woman. Like,
They
oh,
worry when they're 45 years old and you didn't text me when you got home.
Yes.
It's something that will be there forever.
forever. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
But this thing about the soldiers, like now, so many things make so much sense to me. Honestly,
Yeah.
no, because we are kind of always on high alert, right?
Yes.
Always.
We are
We live
always
like
on
that.
high alert. Like we're sitting here filming, right? And I can hear the baby in the other room, and I'm wondering, okay, so he's coughing. Okay, so he's not sleeping. Yet?
Yeah.
It's already 12:05.
Yeah,
That's exactly
Yes.
it.
yeah,
We're
you think?
always
Awareness.
switched on. I really wonder what that does to our psyche, though. Like, don't we need time to just switch off?
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is what
Yes.
we're saying, you know, we do. But we need to make a conscious effort
Yeah.
to switch up.
I think as well, it's what you say. Partially, it's a little bit in our hands. Like, for example, now, yes, I'm here and I'm filming, I'm happy. I am thinking about my child, but I try to say to myself, she's at home, she's with her dad,
Yeah.
she's fine.
And you're in the moment.
Stop it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there is nothing that's
That's
gonna
good.
happen, and if anything happens, God forbid, it's
You
something
will
that
get
is
to
done
know.
totally out of anyone's hands, you know. So it's sometimes like, you know, just step back, try to relax. It will do good for you,
Yeah.
and you know everything's taken care of. But we want to be, you know, like omni,
Yeah.
you know, on everything. We just want to be in control of everything, and we can't.
That's a good strategy, actually.
Right.
Having that sort of self-talk to, hey,
Yeah.
come back here.
Sometimes I
It's
actually
you.
do it to myself, and I actually speak out loud to myself.
Yeah.
Yana, enough. She's there. She's fine. Drop it.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, good advice.
So if there's a mom out there that you're talking to and she says, Yana, listen, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should stay at home full time or if I should juggle baby and work. What are the 3 pieces of advice that you could give her to take that decision, whatever the outcome then is?
Yeah.
But what are the 3 points of view that you would take into consideration?
I think maybe I would say, first of all, do it for yourself. Whatever you're going to decide, don't do it because somebody's telling you, advising you, giving you, you know, their experience or their thoughts, which is obviously very well intentioned, but do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Think about what you want to do and go ahead with that. That I would say it's number 1, because at the end of the day, it's your life that
Yeah,
you
you
are
have to deal
deciding
with it.
something very, very important for your life, and you're going to deal with the consequences. Nobody else is going to do it. Then second, if possible, have some sort of backup plan. You know, like for example, let's say you decide to stay home. How is your personal situation? How is your financial situation? How is your CV situation? Would you have a chance to get in the future another job? Would you work on it? You know, take the decision based on some facts. Not, you know, the heart, of course, is very important, what you want to do, but however, you need to be slightly practical about it. And other than that, honestly, I wouldn't know. Mainly, just
Those two
what
things,
what you truly want, and what are your like real possibilities. Because as well, I must say, some people take the decision of having kids, and their situation is definitely not the best one. Maybe financially, maybe personally, maybe even health-wise. Then you go ahead with those decisions, and who are you doing a favor at the end of the day, right?
I think it's very powerful.
So it's like, yes, you want to be a parent. Yes, you might be a good parent. However, if your situation is really not going to be beneficial for the little child that you're going to bring into this world, think twice about it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's then very sad situation sometimes if you cannot, you know, provide for whatever minimum care that you know the baby requires, or even for yourself. You know, you're just going to harm yourself as well, hurt yourself, or put yourself into some sort of problems that you can easily avoid.
Very nice.
Yeah, I only got up with 2.
Beautiful.
Can think of another one.
Okay, Yanah, thank you so much for sharing all this wise advice to us. Like, it was really valuable.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a good time.
I personally enjoyed it so much. You're
too.
such a good person. You're super fun, and I learned a lot from you today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It was lovely to be here as well and to share this time with you.
Not just a stay-at-home mom, definitely.
Oh no.
Well, I will
We
keep
can't
that in
say
mind.
that.
I will keep that in mind, to be honest. Yeah, nobody is just anything else. Fill in the blanks.
I'm telling you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure to be able to share Yanah's story with you. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so now. The bottom is just right there. We would love to have you coming back to our channel to listen to other mamas' stories.
In the meantime, for all you mamas out there, trust your instincts.
And think like mama.
Bye.